Today we are going to learn about congenital and development cataract. So in which we will discuss about its etiology, how the congenital and developmental cataract occur, what is the reason behind it, and after that we will discuss clinical types, right? And at last we will cover the points which are important for your PG preparation. Now, moving toward first, that is etiology. So this is crystalline lens, and here we have embryonic nucleus. Fibers covering the embryonic nucleus are fetal nucleus. Thereafter, infantile nucleus. There is a adult nucleus, and at last, this is cortex. So these are the different parts of nucleus, right? Now, what happened due to some disturbances in the normal growth of the lens? When the disturbances occur before the birth, this is called as congenital cataract, right? So congenital cataract, it limited to only either embryonic or fetal nucleus. That is the development of embryonic and fetal nucleus. And the developmental cataract may occur from the infantile and adult nucleus. So, due to disturbance of infantile and adult nucleus, which form the developmental cataract. So, this is congenital and this is developmental. Now, what is the actual etiology behind the formation of or the disturbance of the normal growth of the lens? So, etiology is 33% it is idiopathic, it can be hereditary, maternal factors, or fetal factors. In hereditary, major cause are chromosomal disorders like it is occur in trisomy 21. It can be occur due to Stickler syndrome or due to Lewis syndrome. And in maternal factors, there can be malnutrition during pregnancy or there may be infection during pregnancy. The infections like rubella generally associated with congenital cataract or it can be due to toxoplasmosis. By the drug injection, the drug like corticosteroid can cause the developmental or congenital cataract and it can be due to the radiation. We have the simple mnemonic in which we can easily remember what are the maternal factors, that is DREAM. D for drug injection, R for radiation, I for infections, and M for malnutrition. Moving towards the fetal factors in which oxygen deficiency, that is anoxia, there may be birth trauma or the metabolic disorders like galactosemia or galactokinase deficiency, or it can be due to the neonatal hypoglycemia. Malnutrition in early infancy may also cause developmental cataract associated with other congenital disorders that we discussed earlier, that is trisomy 21, Stickler syndrome, or it can be due to Lewis syndrome or Down syndrome. Now, moving toward next topic, that is clinical types. In congenital cataract, there is congenital capsular cataract, there can be polar cataract, congenital nuclear cataract, or there can be generalized cataract. There are subtypes. In congenital capsular cataract, there can be anterior capsular cataract or there may be posterior capsular cataract. In polar cataract, same, there are two poles, so in which there may be anterior polar cataract or there can be posterior polar cataract. And in congenital nuclear cataract, there may be cataracta pulverenta, lamellar cataract, total congenital cataract, or sutural and axial cataract. We can remember congenital nuclear cataract as TLCS, that is total leukocyte counts. T for total nuclear cataract, L for lamellar cataract, C for cataracta pulverenta, and S for sutural and axial cataract. And in sutural and axial cataract, there is also subtypes, that is floriform, coralliform, or spear-shaped cataract. And at last, in generalized cataract, there can be coronary cataract, there may be blue dot cataract, there can be total congenital cataract, and at last, congenital membranous cataract. So this is the clinical types of congenital and development cataract, right? Now we will cover only those important point which is very important for your examination point of view. So the first, that is zonular cataract, or it is also called as lamellar cataract. It is refers to the developmental cataract in which the opacity occupies the discrete zone in the lens. Look over here. Here the cataract occurs in specific zone, right? That's why it is called as zonular cataract. And this is looks like the spoke. That is, there is a small linear opacities like spokes of wheel can be seen, and it is most common type of congenital cataract presenting with visual impairment. Okay, then second one is posterior polar cataract, and it is also very common lens anomaly that is consist of opacities involving the posterior pole. Look over here. Here is a appearance like onion holes. So the appearance is onion holes appearance, and it is generally associated with Mittendorf dots. Remember that it is generally associated with Mittendorf dots. What is Mittendorf dots? It is a persistent hyaloid artery remnants. Next one, that is blue dot cataract. It is also called as punctate cataract, and it is most common congenital cataract in the children's. Look over here, there is a characteristic punctate opacities are formed, and rounded bluish dot situated in peripheral parts of the adolescent nucleus. So the opacities are usually stationary and do not affect the vision. So there is a no loss of vision, and it is generally associated with Down syndrome. Next, that is coralliform cataract. What is coral? Coral, it is found in oceans. And look over here. Here we have the structure which is giving an appearance resembling the coral, right? And that's why it is called as coralliform cataract. And there is no profound loss of vision. The next, we must know about congenital rubella cataract, and it is occur generally in triad. There is a salt and pepper radiotherapy that is the most common ophthalmic finding in congenital rubella cataract, or there may be glaucoma, or there is a nucleus cataract. So this is the triad of congenital rubella cataract. Remember it. So this is all important points from congenital and developmental cataract, in which we cover what is congenital cataract? That is the disturbance in the normal growth of the lens. In congenital cataract, it is occur in embryonic or fetal nucleus, or in developmental cataract, it can be occur in infant or in adult nucleus, right? Then we discuss about the etiology, in which we cover idiopathic cause, that is 33%. Then there may be hereditary cause, there may be maternal cause, or it can be due to fetal or infantile cause, right? And after that we discuss about its clinical types, right? In which we discuss the four main types, that is congenital capsular cataract, polar cataract, congenital nuclear cataract, and generalized cataract. And after that we discuss about only important cataract that can be asked in your exams, in which we cover zonular cataract, in which there is a spoke like pattern. Due to the spoke like pattern, it is also called as rider's cataract. Then we discuss about posterior polar cataract, and after that we discuss about blue dot cataract, in which there is no loss of vision. Then we discuss about coralliform cataract. There is also not profound loss of vision, and after that we cover triad of congenital rubella cataract. So this is all about the congenital cataract. If you have any doubt, then you can shoot your comments down below the comment section. And thank you for watching this video.